All right, so here we are, number 16, the first problem where we have not been given a common denominator right off the bat. So we are going to have to find a common denominator, right? Because we know that when we're working with fractions and we're adding and subtracting fractions, we need to get a common denominator. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're not dealing with an equation here, right? This is an expression because we don't have an equal sign. And when we're dealing with expressions, rational expressions, I like to stack my terms, and I like to then build a common denominator from there. You may not like this way, and so you don't have to do it this way. You can go ahead and work with your expression and one single line, whatever works for you. But let me go ahead and show you the way that I like to do these. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite each of our original terms here. So we had x over x squared minus 16. We had a minus, so this is going to be really a minus 8, right? So we have minus 8 over x squared plus 5x plus 4. And we know that we're trying to get to a common denominator. So let's start building that common denominator. But the first thing we want to do is go ahead and factor each of our numerators, because that's going to help us determine what factors we're missing. And so x squared minus 8, well, we know that that's the difference of perfect squares. So that's going to factor into x minus 4 and x plus 4. And here we have x squared plus 5x plus 4. We know that's going to factor into x plus 1, x plus 4. And so now that we can clearly identify each of the factors individually, the common denominator that we're going to build has to have one of each unique factors. And what do I mean by unique? Well, x minus 4 is in this top fraction, but we don't have an x minus 4 down here, right? So x minus 4 is going to have to be a part of our common denominator. So x minus 4, here's an x plus 4, oh, there's an x plus 4, so that's already common, so that saves us some time. So x plus 4. And let's see, well, here's an x plus 1, but there was no x plus 1 up here, so we have to add the x plus 1 to our common denominator, right? And so I think now we have all of our unique factors from both of these denominators, right? All right, so there's our common denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that common denominator down here. And now what I do is I take a look and say, all right, I have x minus 4, x plus 4, x minus 4, x plus 4, but part of the common denominator is x plus 1. So which factor am I missing? I'm missing the x plus 1 from x squared minus 16, which breaks down into these two factors, right? So what do I have to do to x squared minus 16 in order to incorporate this x plus 1? Well, I have to multiply, right? So I'm multiplying by x plus 1 to get from here to here. And whatever I multiply the bottom by, I have to multiply the top by. So I multiply the bottom by x plus 1, so I have to multiply the top by x plus 1. And now I can go ahead and say, well, x times x, that's going to give me x squared, and x times positive 1 gives me positive x. All right, now let's take a look here. X plus 1, good. X plus 4, good. But I'm missing from this set of factors the x minus 4. So what do I have to do in order to get from two of the factors to this set of three factors? Well, since I'm missing the x minus 4, I've got to multiply by x minus 4. And again, whatever I do to the bottom, my denominator, I have to do to the top. So I've got to multiply the top by x minus 4. And now again, I ask myself, negative 8 times x, well, that gives me negative 8x. Negative 8 times negative 4, well, that gives me positive 32. Well, all right. Well, now that I have a common denominator, I'm going to go ahead and combine these two into a single fraction. The common denominator, which I've already built, is going to just come over. So x minus 4, x plus 4, x plus 1. And you'll recall from previous videos, what did we say? Once you have a common denominator, that allows you now to combine or perform the indicated operation of your numerator. So we have x squared plus x, that's going to slide down. So x squared plus x. And here we have negative 8x plus 32, that's going to slide up. Negative 8x plus 32. All right, well, let's see. Are we finished yet? Well, not quite, because we can combine some like terms here, can't we? So let's see what we end up with. Any other x squareds? No, I don't see any. So x squared, positive x minus 8x. Well, that's going to give us a minus 7x. And then plus 32 over our common denominator, x minus 4, x plus 4, x plus 1. And there you have it, our combined expression in lowest terms. Now you could go ahead and try to factor that, but even if you were able to factor that, none of the factors you get are going to cancel out with anything in the denominator, so it's okay to leave it as a trinomial. All right, so again, let me just run through the steps. When we're dealing with rational expressions, again, an expression means there is no equal sign. So there was no equal sign here. So this is an expression. I like to stack my expression, the terms from the expression. I then factor each denominator so I can clearly see what factors make up the denominator. Once I have the denominators factored and I can clearly see the individual factors, I then build my common denominator, making sure that I have one of each factor that's unique. I determine what I need to multiply by. What am I missing from the common denominator from what I was originally given? I multiply by that missing factor. And whatever I have to multiply the bottom by, I also have to multiply that respective numerator by. And once I do the multiplication, my common denominator that I built in step 1 automatically comes over. And then that allows me to combine now the numerator. And if I can combine like terms from that numerator, I go ahead and do that. If I could factor again. But in this case, like I said, it won't do us any good. And so we can go ahead and stop right there. All right. It's a lot to take in. I totally understand. So make sure you watch a few of the other videos. Try some of these on your own, and you will get to a point where this becomes much easier. So go ahead and take a look at the next couple videos, and I'm going to use this same process, and I think it's helpful. It keeps things organized and helps you to build that common denominator, and you can clearly see what it is that you're missing, what you need to multiply by to help you get to the right answer. So go ahead and take a look at number 17, and I'll see you there.